of the world, there are stories waiting to be told, stories of courage, love, and the light that shines even in the darkest places. Welcome to the Storyland, where every tale glows with meaning and magic. Today, we bring you a heartwarming 3D adventure set in a small village in Nigeria. A story of two young souls, Amina and Chike, a sister and brother bound by love and courage. In a place where life was often unfair, they found strength in each other. When the walls around them turned cold, they dared to run toward freedom, into forests, across rivers, through fear and hope alike, chasing a life where kindness could finally find them. This is Shadows and Sunlight, a story about family, resilience, and the belief that no matter how dark the night, the dawn always comes. So sit back, open your heart. Let's dive in. Sunrise. In the heart of the village stood the worn-down orphanage, a place meant for love, but ruled by fear. Amina, barely 10, swept the dusty floor with a broom taller than her. Her brother, Chike, older by 2 years, hauled buckets of water from the well. Their hands were small, but their hearts were already carrying the weight of the world.
Amina, faster before the sun sets. And you, Chike, that buck better not spill a drop. Faster before the sun sets.
The matron's voice cracked like a whip. The children flinched at every sound, every footstep. For them, laughter was a luxury, but Amina still smiled. Sometimes, when no one watched, she would hum softly, a tune her mother once sang before the world turned silent. Chike noticed, always protective. He whispered, "One day Amina will leave. We'll find somewhere better." That night, as the matron locked the gate, the siblings looked at each other, and for the first time, the thought of escape felt real. The moonlight painted silver paths across the courtyard. Amina clutched her brother's hand as they tiptoed past sleeping mats and squeaky doors. Every creak was danger. Every gust of wind felt like it whispered their secret.
Almost there, don't let go.
With trembling hands, Chike unlatched the small back gate. The hinges groaned, but the night swallowed the sound. And then they ran. Through the open gate, past the mango trees, their bare feet kicking up red dust as the orphanage shrank behind them. Fear chased them, the fear of being caught, of hunger, of the unknown. But ahead was freedom. Amina looked up at the stars. She whispered, "Mama will be proud, right?" Chike nodded, breathless. "Yeah, she'd tell us to keep going." So they ran, until dawn kissed the sky and the shadows began to fade. The sun rose gently over the forest, where trees stood tall like silent guardians. The air smelled of wet earth and freedom. Amina stopped to stare at the canopy of light, beams of gold breaking through the leaves. For the first time, she felt small but safe.
Chike, look. The forest is alive.
Monkeys chattered from the branches. Parrots called out. A stream whispered nearby. But with beauty came the unknown, sounds that made them pause, shadows that moved between trees. Chike picked up a stick. "We'll be fine," he said, though his voice trembled. As night returned, the forest grew darker. Fireflies danced in the air, tiny lights floating in the dark, like stars within reach. Amina caught one gently in her palm. "Look, Chike, even in darkness, something still shines." He smiled, and for the first time, laughter escaped his lips, quiet but real. Wide, sparkling, alive with fish and light. The current whispered promises, but also danger.
It looks deep.
Not if we go one stone at a time.
She stepped first, her bare feet finding balance on the wet rock. The river splashed, cool and sharp. Chike followed, watching her carefully, one stone, then another. Halfway through, Amina slipped. Water splashed. Chike grabbed her hand.
I got you. Don't let go.
They laughed breathlessly as they reached the far bank, collapsing in the grass, soaked but free. The sunlight touched their faces like a blessing. For that small moment, they were just children again. By the third day, hunger gnawed at their stomachs. Their legs ached, their lips cracked. Then, like a dream, they heard laughter. A village market stretched before them, colorful and loud. Fabrics danced in the wind. Baskets overflowed with fruits, and music filled the air.
Chike, look. So much food.
They hid behind a wooden stall, watching people trade yams and mangoes. The smell of roasted corn made Amina's mouth water.
You two, come here.
The siblings froze. A woman with kind eyes knelt beside them, holding out a loaf of bread.
We have no money. Then you can pay with a smile.
The woman tore the bread in half. The children ate quickly, tears mixing with crumbs. For the first time, kindness felt real. As they left the market, Amina turned back and whispered, "Thank you." The woman waved, as if she already knew their story. That night, they found shelter beneath a great baobab tree. The stars stretched endlessly above them, millions of tiny fires burning in the sky. Amina rested her head on Chike's shoulder.
Do you think we'll ever have a home again?
Maybe home isn't a place. Maybe it's us.
The fireflies drifted lazily, glowing like tiny lamps in the dark. Amina watched them dance and whispered, "They're like the story lamp, aren't they? They shine so others can see the way." Her brother smiled. "Then keep shining, little sister." The night wrapped around them, soft and kind. For once, they slept without fear. The next morning, they followed the sound of laughter, children's laughter. Ahead was a small farming village surrounded by green fields. Women worked in gardens, men tended to goats, and children chased each other barefoot. A man saw them and waved. "You're travelers?" he asked. Chike nodded, unsure. The man smiled, offering water. "Then rest here. We always have room for 2 more hearts." Days turned to weeks. Amina helped the women pound yam, her laughter echoing through the fields. Chike learned to plant cassava, his hands growing strong again. The villagers became family, not by blood but by kindness. As the sun set one evening, painting the sky gold, Amina whispered, "Chike, we made it." He nodded, eyes glistening. "We did." And so, from the shadows of cruelty to the sunlight of kindness, Amina and Chike found what they had always searched for. Not walls, not riches, but love. Sometimes, family isn't where you're born. It's where someone says, "You can stay." Their story reminds us that light always finds its way through cracks, and even the smallest flame can guide the lost home again. Thank you for watching this story from Story Lamp, where every tale glows with heart. Until next time, keep your lamp burning. The Story Lamp, lighting hearts one story at a time.